The development of weapons that can cause mass destruction only began in the 20th century, even though war has always been a significant driver of technological advancement. War should never be supported, but some of the following weapons are unquestionably powerful. Even though some of these weapons have ancient ancestry, you won't be amazed to realize that they were all created in our era. Here are the top 10 most dangerous weapons ever created. 10. RPG rocket-propelled grenade. You can shoulder-fire anti-tank rockets with the RPG. It was transformed into a dreaded anti-tank weapon after being modeled after Nazi Germany's Panzerfaust. A rocket-propelled grenade that costs little money and little skill can take down a tank that costs millions of dollars. RPGs have been a threat to tanks and armored vehicles since they first appeared. 9. DSR-50 Sniper Rifle. The bolt-action sniper rifle known as the DSR-50 can fire the potent .50 caliber BMG round. It was built on the DSR-1, a sniper rifle designed specifically for police sharpshooters. The DSR-50 has a built-in hydraulic recoil damping system in the buttstock as well as an integral muzzle brake that reduces perceived muzzle blast. Because this weapon was designed to pierce, lightly, armored military vehicles, imagine what happens when you shoot a person. 8. Flamethrower. Because a flamethrower is designed specifically to project fire in a long, controllable stream, it is referred to as an incendiary weapon. Greeks were the first to employ flamethrowers, dating back to the 1st century AD. In the First World War and more frequently in the Second World War, the Germans employed modern flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are more frequently used in civilian life for agricultural purposes, such as clearing fields. Flamethrowers come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Portable ones typically consist of two parts, a fuel backpack and an output tube, though they can also be mounted on a vehicle for convenience. 7. Schwerer Gustav. A 7-ton shell could be fired by Gustav 47 kilometers away. The Schwerer Gustav was nearly 1,350 tons when fully assembled. This piece of artillery was created by the Germans in anticipation of the Battle of France. It was the heaviest mobile artillery weapon ever created, both in terms of overall weight and the weight of the shells it could fire. Additionally, it was the largest caliber artillery piece ever used in battle. 6. Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. U.S. Nimitz-class. With a height of more than 1,000 feet, the Nimitz-class's aircraft carriers are the world's biggest warships. The 100,000-ton carriers, which are outfitted with anti-aircraft guns and missiles, have room for up to 90 aircraft. It is anticipated that they will work for 50 years. Instead of the gas turbines or diesel-electric systems that are typically used on modern warships, the carrier's 4 propeller shafts are powered by 2 A4W pressurized water reactors, allowing them to travel at a top speed of over 30 knots, or 35 miles per hour, and a maximum power of around 260,000 shaft horsepower or 190 megawatt. 5. Chimera virus. An animal created from various animal parts, such as a hippogriff or a griffin, is known as a chimera in ancient mythology, which perfectly describes this virus. The DNA of 2 or more different viruses can be combined to create a chimera virus. The Soviet Union experimented with them in the 1980s, injecting another virus's genetic material into smallpox, or other viruses to create chimeras. This procedure makes sure the new virus can spread a completely different infection while retaining the virulence and microscopic appearance of smallpox. This advancement in genetic engineering makes viral agents more deadly by enabling them to avoid existing medications and vaccines. 4. Aviation thermobaric bomb of increased power. The aviation thermobaric bomb of increased power, also called the father of all bombs, developed by the Russians, was successfully tested before being made public in 2007. The FOEB is 4 times less powerful than the largest non-nuclear bomb ever used by the U.S. military. It has an impact similar to that of a small nuclear weapon, but on a smaller scale, thanks to its pressure wave and blast. When the bomb detonates in midair, extreme temperatures and a supersonic shockwave are created. Compared to conventional explosives, thermobaric weapons produce blast waves that are longer and more sustained and have higher temperatures. As a result, they inflict greater amounts of damage over a wider area than conventional weapons of comparable mass. They generate more energy than usual, which makes them harder to control. 3. ICBM. Ballistic missiles can be guided to their target, and the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, ICBM, is one such type. It was created mainly for the transportation of nuclear weapons and has a minimum range of 3,400 miles. ICBMs can be launched from a variety of platforms, including aircraft, submarines, missile silos, and vehicles. They became a crucial component of the MAD doctrine because they gave the nation the flexibility to retaliate and wipe out the enemy. It essentially ensured a follow-up attack on the adversary. Because of the MIRV, it became possible for an ICBM to launch multiple nuclear warheads simultaneously as technology advanced. 2. MIRV. The Multiple Independently Targetable Reentry Vehicle, or MIRV, is a ballistic missile payload that has several warheads. Each warhead can be pointed at a variety of targets. Only one nuclear bomb could be carried by a single missile and targeted by a single warhead in the past. The Multiple Reentry Vehicle, MRV, missile was the next development. It could carry several warheads that were dispersed but not individually aimed, creating a blast akin to a shotgun. That issue was resolved by the MIRV, making all warheads targetable. 1. Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba qualifies as a weapon of mass destruction in every way. The weapon was the Soviet Union's response to the nuclear program of the United States. The bomb was a massive thing, intended to destroy everything. There was only ever one that went off, and that was enough. The Tsar Bomba is still the most potent explosive ever set off by humans. Of course, there was a huge mushroom cloud from the most powerful nuclear bomb ever dropped. According to estimates, the mushroom cloud reached a height of up to 40 miles in the sky, which is roughly 7 times higher than Mount Everest. The cloud penetrated both the stratosphere and the mesosphere at this altitude. That's all for today. Join us next time by subscribing and hitting the bell notification.